You probably missed this insane match from the Las Vegas PPA between Ben Johns and Leigh versus Andrei Daescu and Rachel Rohrabacher because it was a quarterfinal in the middle of the day on a Friday. But I'm here to show you why it was one of the best matches of the year and some of the highest quality mixed doubles I've ever seen, particularly at the end of Game 3. Not only am I going to take you through what happened, but I'll also be giving you strategy and technique tips along the way. This is a new series on my channel, so please give me any feedback on what you liked, what you didn't like, and stuff that I can do better. So this was actually Andrei and Rachel's first time playing together since the Tournament of Champions in 2023, which was before Rachel's big breakthrough. They had a nice win beating Anna and James in straight games at the time where Anna and James were the clear #2 mixed doubles team, but they lost to me and Andrea Coop in a beatdown 3-2. On the other side, Anna Leigh and Ben have played 244 tournament matches together with a combined record of 238-6, and they were on a 6 tournament and 39 match winning streak heading into this one. Listen for yourself.
They simply do not lose, Drew.
Andrei had beaten them in just one match with Anna Bright back in Austin in 2024, and Rachel has never beaten the pairing in mixed doubles. Rachel and Andrei start out serving, and the first point is indicative of things to come. Lots of Andrei crashing off of Rachel's thirds. Next point, Andrei drops, and Annalie Waters throws in an uncharacteristic missed fourth shot. The next point tells us even more about Rachel and Andrei's strategy. They're going to play Ben and Anna Leigh like a gender doubles team, and Rachel has no interest in trying to outgrind Anna Leigh cross court. She sets Andrei up for a poach opportunity with a good third shot behind Ben, speeds up through the middle, and speeds up through the middle again for a winner. They're going to spread the ball out and look to take any offensive opportunity they can get. A failed speed up and a nice hands battle puts Rachel and Andrei up 4-0 start, and we have a timeout from Ben and Anna Leigh. And while they're on timeout, give me 10 seconds to tell you about the transition zone. It's a roadmap to meet you where you are and help you get better at pickleball. We're in the pre-launch now where you can lock in the best pricing forever, and if you don't love it, you don't pay. It's the perfect holiday gift. Check the link down below or head to tzpickleball.com to join my community. When they come back, Ben and Anna Leigh play a pretty insane point, including this ATP from Anna Leigh. I mean, just look at where she makes contact with this ball. Andrei defends it with a reset, and Rachel plays behind Ben once again.
Daescu right there.
Now, take a look at this position. Ben is moving to his left with one hand on the paddle. This means that he simply can't hit an offensive shot. And when your opponent is limited in their options, try to put pressure on them by taking away their easiest shots. In a situation like this, oftentimes Rachel might Ernie to take away the easy dink down the line, and Andrei shifts over to take the middle, and he's able to attack before Ben can recover. 5-0 start. Ben and Anna Leigh finally get the ball back with a deep return and drop shot combo.
Since then.
Good defense.
It appears that they've developed their own game plan. When Andrei and Rachel initiate their attacks, they want to back off the line and neutralize them, then try to attack on their own terms. Andrei attacks and Anna Leigh resets. Rachel attacks and Ben resets. Then Anna Leigh looks to initiate, and she successfully initiates to end the point. They're on the board. A couple of good points from Ben and Anna Leigh and a couple of loose points from Rachel and Andrei brings us to 5-5-2, and despite the crazy 5-0 start, Ben and Anna Leigh are right back in it. Just because these shots didn't work doesn't mean that they're wrong. Andrei and Rachel are going to live by the aggression and die by the aggression, which brings us to one of several insane points from this match.
ATP. Andrei is game. Oh, man. Oh, how good is that?
After that, we've got a timeout from Rachel and Andrei, and it's a great timeout because Ben comes back and misses the very next serve. Pro tip, use your timeouts. They work way better than they actually should. At 6-6, Ben adjusts to Rachel's down-the-line drops, and he sends the message that he's ready for it now. He's going to Ernie those looks. Ben is excellent at mid-match adjustments, and you can learn something from this. Try your best to shut down the patterns that are working well for your opponents. Shift your position ever so slightly to force them into a different shot. Take a look at this drop. Andrei is so good at knowing when to poach. He sees Ben commit to a passive shot, and from here, he knows that even if Ben goes cross-court behind him, he's gonna have time to recover. So he takes a calculated risk to take away the easiest shot, which is straight ahead or to Rachel, and he's rewarded with a poach. Actually, I just published a video on why the slice is dying, and this is exactly why. Make sure to check out that video afterwards if you haven't already. I'll link it in the description as well. But Ben resets the point, and Leigh hits a counter winner because they're the best mixed doubles team ever, and they're up 8-6. Same thing next point. Andrei sees an open fatal face, and he's immediately going to take up space. They neutralize the point, and Ben adjusts to Rachel playing down the line so frequently, he attacks the backhand, but he can't finish the combo. It's side out. Rachel finds more success with a middle speed up, and it's 7-8. Ben does a good job of taking away the middle on the next point, but Rachel switches it up and goes behind him and finishes the combo. Even though it didn't work from Ben here, it was a good strategy adjustment. Make Rachel hit a different spot other than that middle attack. At 9-8, we have an uncharacteristic miss from Ben and a challenge, but the ball is found to be out. Game point for Andrei and Rachel. An uncharacteristic miss from Leigh, and it's game of Rachel and Andrei. Now, this is an uncharted territory for Ben and Leigh, especially this year. They've come back from a game down 5 times this year alone. As mentioned, they're masters of in-match adjustments, and they would do just that before the start of game 2. Speaking of adjustments, on the second point, Ben adjusted his positioning to give him a little bit more space to counterattack Rachel's attack for his first counter winner of the match. If somebody is continuously beating you in the hands battles, it is okay to give yourself a little bit more space and time to react, so long as you keep your weight forward for that counterattack. We'll pick back up at 6-2 highlight point. Prior to this, Leigh and Rachel traded a few misses, and there wasn't anything too interesting strategically going on.
Oh, wow.
As they normally do in these situations, Ben and Leigh found success in slowing down the points when their opponents are hot. And it's a good lesson for you guys as well. When your opponents are hot, try to play some grindy points. And that doesn't mean stopping playing offense completely, but maybe play a little bit more conservatively and try to slow them down. Ben and Leigh built a 10-4 lead by grinding the cross-court patterns against Andrei and Rachel and hitting the ball a little bit shorter in the kitchen. Andrei and Rachel's primary offense was Andrei taking the ball out of the air and Rachel stepping back and speeding up the ball, or reaching in and speeding up the ball. By making the ball bounce shorter in the kitchen, Andrei and Rachel had to change the way that they were generating their offense. Ben and Leigh reach game point and play a bang-bang point with Ben ending up on the right and Leigh ending up on left. I do love to watch when Ben is on the right because he clearly just isn't super comfortable over there, and he ends up missing a pretty makeable speed up. Rachel and Andrei redline again for a 3-point run, playing ultra aggressive, but Ben and Leigh get the ball back and close it out 11-7.
Punished. Oh, let that one get away.
Game 2 was relatively uneventful, but Game 3 is the best mixed doubles I think I've ever seen, and it starts right away at 2-2. Andrei finds an almost identical opportunity to play big off of Ben's backhand drop, but he puts it a little bit too close to Leigh, and she's able to pull it back behind him. Another tip here, the farther you come over as the guy, the more important your placement is. As a guy, the last thing you want to do is pull the ball back to the backhand of the lady in front of you. It's a very natural shot for Leigh to pull this back again behind Andrei, and she does just that. Fortunately for Andrei, he's like 7 feet tall, so he's able to scramble and get the ball back, play some insane defense, and Rachel finishes it by going behind Ben from deep in the transition zone. Such a heads-up play from Rachel to anticipate Ben's spot and then see that he was way out of position and go behind him. She makes it look easy, but this is about as difficult and low margin of a shot you can actually hit. They get the ball back at 2-2, and I want you to take a look at a couple of things in this point. Ben and Leigh start finding Andrei with their returns instead of Rachel. This is to neutralize the drive and crash that Andrei and Rachel had been executing so well. So when you're choosing to return the ball to your opponents, don't just go based on who has the weaker third. You have to factor in who's more dangerous on the poaches as well. In this situation, Andrei might have a better third shot, but he's far more dangerous on the poaches as well. So they decide to neutralize Andrei and go at him. On this dink, Andrei looks like he's out of position, but it's another calculated risk. As soon as he sees that Annalie is going to be half volleying, he knows she can't speed up effectively, and he looks to be aggressive with his positioning. In this same position, he also could have looked for the Ernie. This is another example of Andrei being so smart with his positioning. He guesses wrong, but he still has plenty of time to recover and reset the dink rally. Great ATP and great ATP defense, and we're back to dinking.
Oh, man.
Annalie Waters pulls off the bounce, and she's rewarded with some net love. We are still at 2-2. Now, I feel like I'm getting deja vu. What do you think happens from here? If you guessed Ben magically adds a second hand and rips a cross-court winner, you would be wrong. He drops down the line and Andrei takes over. Rachel pulls her reliable middle ball speed up, and that's a point. Man, Rachel really had Ben scratching his head this match. Look at where his paddle is when the ball is crossing him. He is totally sitting on his backhand there, and that's just too long for Annalie Waters to cover. I almost never see clean winners hit against Ben and Annalie. 2 points later, we have another attack from Rachel. Ben thinks it's going right at him, but she sneaks it down the line for an off-speed clean winner again. I mean, just watch this in slow motion. Ben jumps to cover the body, and it's nowhere close. I think he eye rolls himself afterwards, but they recover on the next point. Even though Ben is having trouble reading the speed ups, he is taking away Rachel's down the line drops effectively, and he hits this Ernie winner. Ben clips the net for a winner, and then we have another third shot backhand from Ben. Look where Andrei is. He's not hiding the fact that he's looking for poaches whatsoever. But finally, Ben adjusts his drop shot to start going directly at Andrei here, which is an easier drop to execute over the lowest part of the net, and Andrei doesn't have too many angles to attack from the backhand side. A little bit more net love from Ben to aid his speed up, and Andrei, he's not happy about it.
Point.
But my stance on net chords is that the best players get the luckiest, and it's nothing to be sorry about. Next point, we have a very unorthodox speed up from Annalie, running off the court to hit a backhand and going right behind Andrei. Unless your name is Annalie Waters, do not hit this shot. She sets it up pretty well and catches Andrei in an awkward position, but she's so out of position that she can't capitalize on it. But she is able to reset the point. Ben reads that Rachel doesn't have any offensive opportunities off of the half volley, and he takes a calculated risk. Rachel resets nicely, but Annalie decided that the point was over and went for a full bag from the midcourt on Andrei, who can't get out of the way, and Annalie is fired up. Crazy point, and it only gets crazier after the side switch. At 6-3, Ben hits this drive. They were having much more success driving the third and dropping the fifth, and they're able to get themselves to the kitchen. Ben reads the downline ding from Rachel, but he can't put away the Ernie. A couple points later, Ben adjusts and puts a second hand on his backhand drop, and Andrei is thrown off. He actually makes a slight move over to his left to cover the cross court, and this allows for much easier arrival to the kitchen for Ben and Annalie. Rachel pulls an attack from even deeper in the court, but Ben is all over it for the counter winner, 7-3. Another drive from Ben puts them at 8-3, and we've got a timeout. Missed return from Rachel gets us to 9-3, and this attack gets us to 10-3.
Just two balls.
And when I was watching this live, I thought that this was over, but it was far from over. The best was yet to come. On match point, Andrei enters F it mode and decides that he's going to redline. There's nothing to lose. His pressure forces a miss from Annalie, and they get ball back with a mountain to climb. Middle speed up for Rachel works again for 4-10. Once again, if you slow this down, you can see Ben flinch and cover the backhand ever so slightly before switching over to the forehand, which probably accounted for that miss. Andrei misses a dink to put them on the 2, and the returns start getting a little bit tighter and a little bit shorter for Ben and Annalie. They recover nicely and end up with a great attacking opportunity with a combo that crosses up Andrei, but the finish goes just long. Some incredible defense to offense gets them back to 6-10-2.
Big overhead. Make it 2.
And we have a timeout. Another attack from Andrei gives them 7-10-2, and Ben and Annalie seemingly forgot what got them that Game 2 win, dinking the ball a little bit shorter in the kitchen and not allowing Andrei to speed the ball up out of the air or Rachel to step back and speed the ball up. Andrei and Rachel are able to bail themselves out from some rough drops again in the next point, but Leigh finishes it with a nasty combo to get the ball back for a couple more match points. And on this first match point, look at how many opportunities they have to win the match.
Rachel getting defensive. Oh,
The last attempt was a little bit too low, and Andrei capitalizes despite some crazy digs from Ben. Second match point saved. Ben and Leigh neutralize the point, and Andrei takes the risk for the Ernie, but it was too short. Leigh hits a wide dink that Rachel probably could have gone around the post on, but she sees Ben covering the around the post and Leigh starting to cover the middle, and she decides to go hard angle the other way. Leigh tracks it down for what should have been a winning ATP, but Andrei digs it and gives Ben another look at the ATP, but he misses it long, and he looks pissed that they are still playing. At 7-10-2, Rachel fights off a couple of attacks from Leigh and gets a net cord that Ben can barely dig up, but Andrei hits him with a perfectly placed inside-out push dink that Ben can't dig. Since they're out of timeouts, Ben and Leigh use one of their challenges to try and slow down the momentum. Ben has another incredible look to end the point when Rachel bumps this ball down the line, but she recovers it with an insane lob that had to have landed on the back of the line, and Dre finishes it with a difficult angled overhead. Most teams would be in full-blown panic mode at this point, but fortunately, Andrei bails them out with a routine missed third that is so uncharacteristic for him, but that stuff happens at 9-10-2 in the third. You could hear a pin drop. Ben and Leigh adjust their dinks shorter and play a long dink rally. Somebody from the crowd yells out for Ben in the middle of the rally, adding to the tension. And in the end, they're able to play one more grindy dead dinking point to close it out over 10 minutes since their first match points. Couple of interesting takeaways from this match. First, at the highest level, the ladies used to just grind cross-court dinks, but now they have to spread the ball out to keep the men honest. They're doing this both with the dinks down the line and with the speed-ups. It's not just Rachel and Leigh, but Anna Bright, Megan Dazan, Georgia Johnson, and plenty more. Don't let the guys play too big and mixed. Keep them honest. Second, take calculated risk when your opponent can't hurt you. We saw Andrei and Ben do this incredibly well. When Ben was hitting passive thirds, Andrei was big in the middle. When Leigh was half volleying the ball or Ben was stretched at the kitchen, Andrei either moved for the Ernie or shaded towards the middle. Third, take away your opponent's favorite shots. Make them beat you with their second favorite shots, and if they can do that, they deserve it. Ben made his adjustment by Ernieing when Rachel was hitting shots from the transition zone, and he covered the middle a little bit more when she was speeding the ball up. Finally, Rachel and Andrei have got to play more together. Normally, when Ben and Leigh play competitive matches, it's because they weren't playing their A-plus game. When they are, nobody can compete with them. But Ben and Leigh didn't even play poorly in this match. They probably played 90% of their ceiling, and if Rachel and Andrei can compete like that when Ben and Leigh are playing well, they can compete with absolutely anybody. Anyway, this was the first of many match analyses videos. Please let me know what you liked, what you disliked, and all that stuff, because I'm going to try and put these out every Thursday, and I want to try and make them better and better over time, so please give me any feedback that you have.